course, it's not breakfast anymore. Okay, that's better. Alright, we'll do a sound check really quick. Okay, it sounds good. Alright. Alright, good evening, Amanda, and whoever else may be watching. We are gonna go through and do rank 2-3 mission today, which is called... Oh, I already started it. Oops. Which is called the Three Kingdoms. So, at the start of this, we did the Horutoto Ruins experiment, where we went and discovered the minister of the Rhinostery doing experiments in the ruins. Afterwards, he was trying to activate a magic, and we're not quite sure what it is, but it ended up costing the life of the hero in the Great War. Then we had the heart of the matter, where we went and we tried to help create new hearts for the Cardians, but they were stolen by rogue Cardians before we could turn them in. And then we spent time giving food offerings to the Yagudo in an attempt to pacify them. In rank 2, we started off with a missing tome that we went to collect that ended up being some mystical tome called the Book of the Gods, and the pages were blank, meaning that some prophecy was soon to come to fruition, and we're not quite sure what it is, but it was quote-unquote a shadow. And after that, we helped prepare a wizard test by going out and fighting things for an hour, just because. And so the students will now have to be just as good as we are to pass their exams. So, with that, let's get started. The Super Mog powers are no longer active, so I no longer get to run around with speed anymore, which is kind of sad, but oh well. We are starting off, we're heading to Heaven's Tower to the north, and we're going to talk with some government officials about visiting the other two nations and seeing what kind of help they need with regards to the beast tribes. They suggested that we could take a ship from the port town of Mora all the way up to the port of Selbina, which is in Sandorian territory, and from there we can visit the two nations, but we could just teleport there. We have that ability. I'm not as big a fan of just teleporting for the purposes of this video, because I do enjoy the fact that the boat rides are actual boat rides. If it were like Final Fantasy XIV, where you click on a thing and you see a little cutscene of the ship taking off and then magically you're there, it would be kind of meh, but you can actually sit on a boat for 10 minutes while a boat physically moves across the water and go fishing and stuff like that. So that just seems like a thing that we could do. So we'll go ahead and do that. And then once we finish taking the boat, then we'll teleport. But it feels like if we just didn't take the boat, it wouldn't be a Final Fantasy XI experience, because Most MMOs don't do that anymore. Alright, here we are in Heaven's Tower. We're gonna go inside and visit some people in charge. They didn't specifically say who to talk to, but I'm gonna assume it's Kupipi, the person that we summoned for healing when we first started. They are part of the Trust Magic initial quest and very likely is one of the people responsible for this quest as well. So let's enter the clerical chamber. Let's turn off nameplates and talk to Kupipi. Welcome to Heaven's Tower. Are you the adventurer who came for your mission orders? You're rank 2. Oh, I know I shouldn't, but you did complete the Rhinostery mission. And if you are good enough to do that, then I guess you can handle the next one. And you are? Do you know Lady Samir Lafina? Kupipi, what business does she have here? She is here to accept her next mission from Heaven's Tower, but she's still only rank 2. I don't know the details, Kupipi. Show me her file. This is a nice resume. It seems as if you fight better than you look. And it also seems that today is not your day. Kupipi, process this adventure's mission papers. Relay her orders to her and give her a letter to the councils. Understood. You'll be fine. I'll give you this cipher of Samir's alter ego, just in case. I can sense many good things within you. Let's see how you managed with this new task. Can I help you? Ah, yes, Lion. I would watch myself around her. She was skulking about the orrery, pawing at the officials for information about the Yagudo. All it would take is one ill-placed tug at their feathers to send us spiraling into another conflict. Their movements have been causing us no end of consternation of late, and I worry that it's only a matter of time. But I digress. If it's Lion you're after, you won't find her in Windhurst any longer. Kupipi, I'll leave the rest to you. Yes, now, where was I? According to the pact constructed by the 3 countries, Windhurst is allowed a consulate in both Bastok and Sandoria. Your next mission is to travel to the consulates in these 2 countries and gather information you can, any information you can. Which country you travel to first is up to you. You may receive various tasks from them, so use that as a means to gather useful information. When you have learned something interesting, return back here to Windhurst with your report. The quickest way to get to either of those 2 countries is the ferry that departs from Mora. Do you have any questions? Yeah, I got it the first time. Don't forget that Windhurst is a neutral country set on maintaining peace. No matter what you are told in those other countries, you must remember that Windhurst is not about to get involved in another great war. Alright, let's go ahead and take care of this cipher real quick. That way it's not taking up inventory space. Let's see. So part of the reason we're doing this quest is it introduces the player to the other two nations to give you an idea of how they operate. Windurst is hell-bent on neutrality, and will go to extremes to maintain neutrality. They talk a lot about how their military power has been degraded so far from the Great War that they're concerned about their country's survival if there was another conflict to break out. Which is why they built the Cardians to bolster their ranks. Let's go to the Mog House, Crystalline Woods, and we can get rid of this cipher real quick. Which honestly, I'm not a fan of the ranged trusts as much. So, it's not too big of a deal to me. Okay. Let's see, the trust NPC is Watata, I believe. Right around the corner here. Right next to the Artisan Moogle, in fact. Wetata. Wetata. Oops, I don't need to talk to you, I need to trade you. So we're going to trade the Cipher of Sami, father of a Chu. Okay. Spectacular. I had my doubts about you. Really did it. I certainly taught you well, didn't I? Excuse me. Yeah, let's go to Mora first. I do wish I had some fishing skill, because fishing is a nice thing to do on the boat between. Let's go to... Like I said, I can teleport directly to both nations, but just for fun, let's go ahead and take the boat. Okay, so that boat just left. So that means either we really screwed the pooch on our timing, or we have perfect timing. Because there are two boats that leave this town. Let's see. Yeah, it's gonna be 10 minutes before the next boat gets here. That's too bad. There must be something we can do in the meantime. Let's see, what does this guy have? Broken rods, you break 'em, I buy 'em. The Flushy Fisherman's Guild has started a nifty-spifty new rod recycling service. We buy up broken rods from frothy fisherwomen like you, repair them, and sell them back to adventurers at about Bibicky Squeaky Bay. How about it? Would you like to help us out? Sure. That's the spirit. Now get out there and start snip-snapping some poles. I'll be waiting here for you. Oh, and one more thing. I just joined the Fussy Fisherman's Guild, and I'm not quite that good at repairing rods yet. My wood waddly working skills only 16. I still have a lot of trouble fixing the ones with the teeny tiny little cracks in them. If possible, I'd appreciate it if poles you bring back were busted clean in two. Thanks, Metaru. Well, that's an interesting quest. That's a house. Kapoo. Mr. Orlando likes to collect the strangest things. He can't blame people if they call him a junk collector. Hello, did you know? They say that pirates of old hid a great treasure in a room somewhere in the maze of Shakrami. Pirates in those days were very much different from the ones we have now. But pirates are pirates. They're all scary. I guess that's just a hint for the treasure coffer. You want your fortune told? Sure. Very interesting. Your lucky color is blue. A fluid, soothing shade. Your fortune lies northwest. As for your perfect partner, seek one who bears the title Rainbow Weaver. I wonder if that's actually a quest. Northwest, huh? Oddly enough, that's the direction of my next quest. Blacksmith's Guild. Actually, let's see if the Blacksmith's Guild is open. They may have an ephemeral Moogle. Hey, they're open. And they have kits. Let's get 12 kits and go to... Do I have any fire crystals? I don't have any fire crystals. Do they have any Moogles? Tin, iron, steel. No. Let's see. Where do I have fire crystals? How am I out of fire crystals? I guess nothing I've been fighting has fire crystals. That's sad. Did I put any in my house? I can't view my house from here. Let's see. Let's go to Satchel. Are there any fire crystals in here? No. Well, I've got some time. I can go back to a town and get some fire crystals. Let's see. Where's the teleport? Who's this? Can't leave the guards buried. No authorized personnel allowed. Okay. Oh, the crystal's up there. So this is the boat to Al Zabib. I haven't done the quest yet, so I can't go there. But we want the next bow, so I'm going to go back to Windurst, to Woods, to the guild here. And we are going to go ahead and do some woodworking for like 5 or 10 minutes. Or not woodworking, smithing. Maybe it's this one. Maybe it's not. It's this one. Where's my Moogle buddy? There's my Moogle buddy. Let me go ahead and send him I'll send him all of my crystals right now. And then I'll get out some fire crystals specifically. There we go. I have a lot of earth. Not as much ice and wind. I have a lot of fire. Let's get 36. I have 24 things. Let's get 36 for now. And we can do this on the boat from Mora to Selbina. Or while we're waiting for the boat from Mora to Selbina. One of the two. Let's see here. Alright, this is the boat to El Zabib that's leaving. And we're actually waiting for the next boat. Ship arriving for Selbina is 5 minutes, so we'll go ahead and pay for it. Something really interesting about this game that took a long time to come to a conclusion on is that depending on what direction you face, it has a different elemental effect. And so depending on the day, so right now today is Lights Day, there's windy weather, and northwest is the direction of fire on the elemental compass. So people used to think that these would all affect synthesis. and it took a long time and a lot of statistical analysis and trial and error later, but they determined that it really has absolutely nothing to do with it. The other interesting thing about this game is that, as you see down there, I gained 0.1 smithing points. It's not guaranteed to get experience from crafting. In fact, quite often you just don't get experience from crafting. Which a long time ago made it much more frustrating to level, because there was no experience bar, so to speak. There we go. I'm gonna hold off on that because I don't need the experience right now. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna save a lot of those quests when I finish it. They give experience, so I'll get a new job unlocked, and then I'll complete a bunch of those quests all at once and skip the first 2 or 3 levels, and it'll just make it easier for leveling. Last synth. There's also something newer, is they have handy little text commands that you can now use. So if I just use the command last synth, it'll repeat whatever I did before. And if I go to the macros, let's change this to synth loop. If I don't want to hit last synth manually, one at a time, I'll just type this, and that is that. So 23 seconds is the time it takes for the synth to attempt and then reset. And I can enter the loop in 3 times with the macro command, so you can hit that button and wait, and it will loop through and do the synth for you. This will do, every minute it'll do the 3 synths, because it's waiting 23 seconds, so it's a minute and 9 seconds to finish the macro loop. Which is nice, it's kind of like a little bit of programming. And we can do this while we're waiting for the boat to show up. There's the boat. So we can go ahead and hop on board here. And we can wait here under deck until the boat leaves, which will be in about 2 minutes, I think. So I will take this chance to let's see. Where is settings? Do that. There it is. Ah, don't do that. What? Stop doing that. It's not working. Oh well. I'm gonna wait until the boat leaves before I do anything else. See, I can see it here. There we go. Alright. I'm gonna go make a cup of coffee real quick as the boat is taking off. Alright. So the neat part about this is, say, you can talk to this person and you can get let's see, small fish. You can get this, and I can go up on deck here. Now I'm on the main deck of the cargo ship, and there's like a fish that came on board, and I can put a fishing rod and lugworms in, and I can say I want to fish. Why not? Do I have to actually get down on deck? Oops. I wish I could remember all the commands for fishing. Let's see if we can catch anything. Alright, oops, that's that. Okay. Yay, I caught a fish. Ooh, thunder weather. There's always the danger that the ship could be attacked by pirates. You can see a lighthouse way over there. And if you actually go to Windurst, there is a lighthouse out in the ocean that you can also see. So one of the cool parts to me is that not only are we traveling in an actual map, but the things that are happening out there ooh, big fish. Let's see what I got. Caught a monster. It's level 19, it's fine. Oops, I don't have my magic. There we go. That's okay. There we go. It is kind of uncommon to have thunderstorms out here, I think. I don't see it that often. I don't come sailing that often, but I don't see thunderstorms that often. So. But now that we're at the open sea, we may have pirates. My rod breaks. No. Aw. That's too bad. So something interesting about this game and a lot of older games is that when it determines how far away you can see things, it doesn't always use Bastor Sardine. It doesn't always use a sphere to determine how far away you can see. Because a sphere is actually more difficult to calculate for this engine because of how it's set up. What's easier to calculate are squares. So it's entirely possible to see further by moving your camera at an odd angle and looking into the corner of your screen. So if you need to imagine what your view actually is, it's actually a giant square rotating. So the corners of the square have a much longer distance than a circle would have. I guess it's not that a circle would have. If the square were based on the inside of the circle points, it wouldn't, but because the circle that you would be viewing from is inlaid into the square, circle's inlaid into the square. Because the circle is inlaid into the square, it's necessarily that the circle is smaller than the square in that case. But it's not necessarily true that it's easier or harder to calculate. It just so happens to be that when they designed a lot of early games, they use an XY based coordinate system instead of a polar coordinate system. In a polar coordinate system, a circle functions better, but I don't know if the structure underlying a polar coordinate system is something that computers are natively good at calculating. If that makes any sense. But a lot of early games, especially games that are based on the Quake engine, they were all using square-based mapping systems. So a lot of times you'll see a player that's like running forward with their cameras at an angle like this. It's because they can see further. The occlusion is further out when they angle the camera. So you see that pop into view as we turn the camera, but anyways. I should probably sort my inventory. Yeah. So these cliffs are probably the cliffs outside of Bastok. So we are traveling past Bastok and around. I should look at the map before we come to port. Yeah. Can I just look at the map here? Yeah. So right now, we're coming around the southern cliffs of Bastok, which is the very southernmost part, just after the islands there in the center. And we're heading into the straits where we're turning north to the straits between Volbo Desert and the Bastok East Gustaberg, or West Gustaberg. No, that's technically Southern Gustaberg, I think, is how it's split up. So this should be the edge of Gustaberg. And you may be able to make out Port Bastok in the distance there, and there should be a lighthouse on one of these cliffs. I don't know how well visible it is from here. But on the southern side of the boat, or the western side of the boat, ooh, that's a sea monk. That's okay, good. It's not going to attack. Whew. I don't think there'll be pirates. Pirates do occasionally attack ships as they pass through here. So if we see another ship coming alongside us, that is the sign of a pirate ship, and we need to get back into the cabin and off the deck. minutes. We should be past the pirates by now. But I just wanted to point this out because it is somewhat of a unique aspect of Final Fantasy XI. Most MMOs that exist today don't have vehicles that actually physically travel you between spots. It used to be much more common, but another part of Final Fantasy XI back way back when, and there's just no more fish. Maybe if I go to the other side I can get something. I don't know. How much time do I got? 2 minutes. I will go ahead and do one more crafting rotation then. And we'll just take it easy. Synthesis. Oh, I ran out of crystals, didn't I? Oops. Yeah. So, if my macro's still running, I'll all of a sudden do another synthesis in a second here. But I don't know if it's still running or not. I may have interrupted it. I'm never quite sure when it'll decide that a macro's interrupted. Yeah, it's not interrupted. It started on its own. So that's a ton of bronze daggers. Alright, we'll be arriving Sylvina soon. It is raining and you can't see very far, so we can't actually see the port as it comes into view. Maybe we can defeat the sea monk in the meantime, though. Wow, he hits hard. There we go. Hey, the music's back. So, ooh. I stand very still, maybe he won't notice. Alright, and here we come into port. Alright, the ship has arrived. I'm trying to keep in mind that as far as the videos go, we haven't actually been to any of these zones yet, even though I personally have run through them to get places. So, in the spirit of continuing to show as much of the game as we can in all aspects of it, we're going to go ahead and run. I think we want to go to Sandoria first. Sandoria is more of a nation of military traditions, so their mission will generally be combat related, a little quicker and less less complicated. Let's go ahead and sell these bronze knives real quick. Sell these cues, sell these Bastor streams. go. And we'll just go ahead and run to Sandoria. So, just to go over sort of the logistics of what's going on. We started off over here in Windurst and went from Saruta Baruta to Kolshushu and went to the town of Mora over there on the bottom right. It's sort of in this little, there's a mountain right here on the side of Windurst that separates it from the coast, and there's a few areas down here that kind of exist. The East Saruta Baruta kind of sees the ocean a little bit, but towards the very edge, Bibiki Bay and Manaclipper area, there's a few islets out there that you can't quite get to from within Saruta Baruta. But over in that area is Mora, and Mora has a ship that goes south through this strait here between the Elshima Islands and Windhurst. It goes between this gap here with these islands over to the continent that has both Bastok and Sandoria. And the ship actually travels all the way through this gap right here between Kuzoltz and Gustaberg, all the way up to Zolkheim region in Selbina. And from there we can go from Selbina into Volkrum, and we can go north or south to Lithane or Constash, to Gustaberg, or to Runfoir. And we're going to go into Runfoir and on to Sandoria from there. So, as far as where we're going, we are going to go to Volkrum Dunes, run out to Lithane Plateau to the north. From Lithane Plateau, we're going from the south of Lithane Plateau, and we can cut through the little mountain pass in between here on the left of the road, and go up a little cliff and take this road all the way up to West Runfoir. And we may stop to start a quest here at this symbol here, because there's a quest that you get items over time after it begins, and it's best to start that timer when you're not planning on doing any of it, so by the time you do start it, you have plenty of charges left to go. And then from there, we go on to Runfoir. I believe this is West Runfoir. From the south of West Runfoir, it's straight up past the outpost to the Kingdom of Sandoria in the top right there. So, without further ado, we are going to start running. Way, way, way back in the day, if you didn't have Thief, then you would have to just walk, and you'd want to avoid a lot of these enemies at the time. But let's take a look here. Actually, I'm curious. There's a super rare monster that drops a very, very, very nice item for a very long time. That usually is alive right around over here down this cliff. So we're going to double check on that real quick, just because it's always good to keep an eye out on NM's notorious monsters. Let's do a wide scan. Nope, he's not here. Okay. And while we're doing this, I'm going to check and see if there is a way to turn off mount music. Because I don't mind mount music in these zones because there's no music in these zones, but once we get to Renfoir, the Renfoir music's much better. There's no way to not have this particular mount music. Okay, that's fine. Decennial Crown. Alright. Excuse me. Fine. I know there's a mini-map up there, but I have just such a habit of checking the map every 5 seconds. It's hard to break. That and checking every 5 seconds to see if there's anything interesting on the wide scan is always fun. Interesting history about this zone in particular, though. Fulcrum Dunes is the level 10 to level 20 leveling spot for almost all players from (2002) until at least 2009, 2010. A lot of people still do level there because the zone is so well understood as far as like where you can stand and where you can't stand and all that stuff that it just makes sense. So a lot of people are very comfortable leveling there. Oh. There is a chocobo on the loose in this zone somewhere. And we'll check for any potential enemies we might want to fight. So, this zone, Lethane Plateau, has several of these deep crevices that are actual areas you can get to. Sometimes you can go straight down them, and sometimes you have to go through a cave system called Ordell Caves. But they're always available for grabs. There's also special items that you can get from deep in those caves, in the Ordell Caves, for race-specific armor. Every race in Final Fantasy XI has its own stats and stat strengths and weaknesses. And race-specific armor is at 30, and I think there's another one at 60 or something like that. And what it does is it increases some stats that the race is weak at the cost of a little bit of the stats that it's strong at. And essentially it balances out the class, so say a Galka that doesn't have... Ooh, battering ram. A Galka that doesn't have high mana gets a lot of mana from that set, but loses a little bit of vitality, if I'm not mistaken. And so it makes a Galka a better caster than it would be natively, which is nice. Let's see. Anything else going on here? I don't think there's any... That's a player name. Not player name, but... So... That quest... Excuse me. That quest gives a chocobo whistle. I believe it continues somewhere down in the distance down there. But I don't think I want to go do it right now. I think I want to focus on doing the mission. So we're going to go up and we're going to talk to the giant floating mouth, which is actually an Atamos. And we're going to start a quest line that is... Ooh, chocobo tracks. Maybe we'll do these. Aww, there's two of them. Oh no, they ran away. So... That was over here. Yeah, I got distracted. Ah, those aren't chocobo tracks. Let's go and see if we can find the other chocobo tracks, just because I'm easily distracted. Is it really down here? As soon as I drop, it's no going back, so I have to go a long way around. Okay. I apologize, I'm easily distracted. Yeah, nothing. Let's hop back on here and see if I can't find it quickly. Oh, there he is. I was like, there's a person. Yeah. I don't see any more chocobo tracks, so I don't know where else. I can check up here. There's an NM that spawns in the lake sometimes. No. he's not there. That's not it. Okay. I don't know where the chocobo went. But I will go back towards Sandoria. And I need to go and start the other quest. Okay. We need to go to the entrance. We need to talk to the giant mouth. And then... let's see. And then we can finally go to Sandoria. And I guess I'll just teleport to Vestok, because I already did all my leveling Vestok, so we don't have to run all the way. I did want to run this first one though, just so that we had some experience for the travel in this game, because it is fairly, like I said, it's fairly unique. There aren't any games where it takes this long to travel, because we've been going at it for an hour, and most of that was just waiting on transportation. It's an aspect of the game that had to change to keep up with the times, but at the same time, part of me wishes that it was still kind of a thing. But it's not necessary. Alright. Oh, I can't start that yet. Okay. Wonder why I can't start that yet. Unless it has to be a specific one. I don't know. Or maybe I have to finish this mission and get rank 3 before it'll let me start that. That might be the case. And then I do like this zone music, so we're gonna go ahead and walk the rest of the way. Sandoria is actually originally where I choose to start off. In my opinion, I think the zone here is the most pleasant to move around in. And it is home to one of the most, I don't know if iconic is the right word, but it's home to one of the most annoying, notorious monsters to ever have walked the game. And that is Jagged Ear Jack. Jagged Ear Jack is a small bunny rabbit, level 10 or 12 or so. And Jagged Ear Jack drops an item that increases your ability to steal as a thief. Which is very important, because to unlock a thief's level cap, you have to successfully steal from the NPC during the fight. So you'd get one chance and then you'd have to go and start over. And so you'd want to have every piece of gear that you could find that increased your likelihood of successfully stealing. And so this became an important item. The problem is that it has something like a 0.01% chance of dropping. And so he was constantly being hunted and hardly ever actually dropped anything. Which made his item worth millions of gil. Ooh, Amita's up. I don't think Amita drops anything in particular, but... I do like defeating rare and notorious monsters. It was... Where's Amita? Amita's right there. Alright, let's see what Amita gives me. 10x strap. You know what? I'll take it. That's not a bad extra item. Not bad at all. Anything else? Nope. And that's just an item that you can equip with a two-handed weapon, so like a staff or a great sword or a great axe. Just increases your stats. It's not a bad item. But normally if you have a one-handed item, you can equip like a shield. But a two-handed item, because you lose the secondary stats from having that shield, they decided to add straps that would give you different effects. And attack +1 is not a bad effect. Alright, and here we are in Sandoria. This is home to the Elvain, which are the elf-like peoples. They're very proud, very tall, knightly people. So, we are going to go do a mission for them. But first, I have to visit the consulate. Consulate of Windurst. That's, Juno. That's Windurst. Alright. You've come on orders from the homeland, have you? You should speak with Consul Casororo. Really? You don't say. Thank you. Lion! You've come all the way from Windurst, have you? I'm Lion, a traveling adventurer, you might say. Have you heard? The orcs have found a new forward base in Gelshva, to the northwest. Now their greedy eyes are turned towards this land. Orcs are cruel and violent. They attack wayfarers on the road and steal children, all to inspire terror in the Sandorian people. But there's one thing that just doesn't make sense. Orcs never were known for their craft, but they carry even better armor and weapons lately. I suspect there's someone behind the orcs, pulling the strings, if you get me. Someone has to figure out their plans and take action before this country falls to the orcish invasion. People whisper in the streets of trouble in the royal house. They should focus on what's outside their walls first, if you ask me. Well, I don't expect things will get any better, any easier around here for a while yet. But you take care all the same. You too, Lion. There's something else? You say my father told you to seek me out. I've been trying to figure out as much as I can about the strange portals that link our Vanadia to another dimension. But we've got other problems to deal with first. Let's worry about it once we've finished our current mission. I'll meet you at the Crag of Hala and Lethane Plateau once we've got this burden off our shoulders. Or we could catch up at Damarmea, if that's preferable to you. Remember to see the missions posed to you by your home nation to completion first, though. So, and the mission's called Rhapsodies of Vanadia. There is a little section at the beginning where you meet the pirate lord Gilgamesh, and Lion is his adopted daughter. She was found orphaned when she was young, and he adopted her and raised her, and now she works to try and solve the troubles of the land as sort of a shadow organization, keeping the land safe, while also being pirates somehow. I think. I don't know exactly what the lore is, but let's move on. Greetings, Dulat. I am Council Casorodo. Let me tell you about current events here in the Kingdom of Sandoria. Beastmen known as orcs steadily grow in number outside of Sandoria. They have set up a forward base in Gelshpa, northwest of Sandoria. From here, they plan to launch an invasion. Orcs love battle, but they aren't the brightest bunch. There's just one thing. It seems their armor and weapons have been improving by the day. Now they're using traps and bows, too. I and a few others think that there's somebody behind the orcs, supplying them with the goods, but calling the shots. But there's not enough to go on right now. If it were up to me, I'd send you to Gelshpa pronto, but this is Sandoria, and missions are their jurisdiction. So first, you should talk to Monorleus Halvar in Chateau d'Oregir. He'll give you the official orders. Step right outside and you'll see the big castle on the left. That's Chateau d'Oregir. They're a little touchy in there, so mind your manners. So, across the street here is the church, and right here is Chateau d'Oregir, the seat of House d'Oregir, the king of Sandoria, or the royal family of Sandoria. Also, this person, if you're getting married in-game, will give you the goods. Anyways, Halvar. An adventurer from Windurst, are you? Well, you have my respect for coming all the way here. But know you this, our Kingdom of Sandoria has no intention of showing a friendly facade to either Bastok or Windhurst. How you classless mobs could ever think to stand shoulder to shoulder with the Elvain is frankly beyond me. Yet on you come, impertinent stuttering shrimps, lumbering oarheads, purring furballs. It's simply unacceptable. But enough of that. Here is your mission. Infiltrate Gelshpa outpost, northwest of Sandoria. In the middle of Gelshpa camps is a place called the Highland Encampment. We want you to defeat the camp head, the war chief Vatgit. You'll find the encampment a little ways into the Gelshpa. Go in, cross the river, and you'll see camps up on the ridge to the east. When you're finished, if you aren't orc fodder, report back to your own consulate. We don't take kindly to foreigners loitering around the chateau, if you can get my meaning. The orcs aren't so much of a problem that the kingdom need worry about sending our knights. Let the adventurers clean them up for pocket change. That's our policy. You look as if I've asked you to capture a ghost with naught but a paper bag. I must admit that the consulate of Winterus has filed a formal complaint about me issuing demanding edicts to those that are not yet ready. But if there were more capable personnel around, perhaps I would not have to. Let me give you something further to further the cause. Now, I don't want your alter ego. You're kind of a jerk. I am curious, though. Can I possibly... Oh, the King's Chamber's not that one. There's a couple quests in here that you get by clicking on the doors. But you have to have a certain fame level, and I'm not sure what my fame level is right now in Sandoria. I haven't done any quests, really. This is Queen Lut's Memorial Garden. This is... the Queen passed away, and this is her grave. So... if you have fame in the city, he will ask you to find some Durfland humus, some soil or some dirt from another area to help with the flowers. Anyways. I don't have enough fame for much of this right now. I can double check the Royal Knights and see if I can get Corilla. She's a Rahal. Corilla's a good tank. And not that she's a good tank, but she doesn't use AoE. So if I can get her... Okay. I have to do this quest first. Once I do this quest, I probably can get her thing. That's too bad. Okay. So, next we are going to go to Gelsa Outpost. If we go back out to West Ronfoir, West Ronfoir, and go to the north here, in this north left corner is a road up to the mountains into an area known as Gelspa. In Gelspa there is an orc encampment that we can run through, and in the middle of it there is an orc we can fight. There's also a place in the zone called Fort Gelspa, which is a little further back, and a cave system called Ugot Grotto. We don't need much there right now, but going through to the back of the cave system will get us into a place where there is a teleport point, and it'll allow us to teleport directly to the Burning Circle, which is a place where we can do several combat missions. So we are going to grab that on the way through just so we can have it done, since we're already halfway there. We're also going to check on 2 notorious monsters for 2 shields. Or not 2 shields, 1 shield and 1 sword. And this is just such a nice, relaxing song. So I'm gonna sit here and listen. In fact, I'm gonna cast Sneak so I don't have to listen to my footsteps. As you can see, they've started to set up a barricade perimeter in front of this land they've taken. And we'll go through this little tunnel entrance into Gelspa Outpost. Gelspa Outpost. So the map doesn't look too complicated. There's hidden zones, and there's also an upper and lower area that make it a little more complicated, but not bad. Nothing to really worry about. Clandestine markings. What is that? Apparently nothing. Okay. This is also a fun place to level if you have the patience for it, and logging if you have the mind for it. Back when the prices weren't ridiculous, it's somewhere I used to come just to do mining. But not anymore. So we're just gonna go, does this go down? Yeah, it goes down to the river. Are there any... There's War Chief Badgut. That's the one I need to defeat. And there are just so many orcs in this zone. But we're not actually interested in fighting that Git right away. Because there's one notorious monster in particular that I'm interested in. Let's see if I can remember the way to him. No, not that way. There we go. One of these caves we can go in, and it'll take us down the side of the mountain. And up to the left there where the river goes up north. So, take another look, see if there's anything in particular. No. So we're going to go this way and then right. And this should lead us down a little trail down a cliff. And from the trail down the cliff, we'll go into this cave. And in the back of this cave, there's a couple of guys in wooden boxes. Technically they're called war machines, but they are not the notorious monster, so we're just gonna beat them up real quick. And maybe the next person that comes to visit will get lucky. Yeah, that's unfortunate. We can check and... oh, 1,000 Arms is up though. None of our classes use a spear at the moment, but we may unlock Dragoon, which does use spear. So, it'll be alright to go pay 1,000 Arm a visit so we have an early spear weapon. I think his spear drop is guaranteed. There we go. And we'll put that in our wardrobe too. The obelisk. Doesn't make you any smarter, but it increases your strength, so worth it. There's another enemy that possibly might exist down there, but it's honestly not worth going after. Alright. We're gonna go back out, we're gonna fight. Well, we're gonna cast Cure to 3. So I have low HP somehow. I didn't take that much damage. We're gonna go up here, and we have to go up and around to get to that Git. we'll go and we'll take care of him. Then we're going to go into Gelshpa, Fort Gelshpa proper. Continue looking for special names. I don't see anything in particular, so that's fine. And we'll just continue on. I actually really enjoy this zone. Way back when, I spent a lot of time here using AoE attacks to farm gil from orcs, because only beastmen drop gil as a reward. So it used to be, it was never really good money, but it was distracting. Run around as a thief and get a bunch of orcs piled up and then use AoE attacks and kill them. That's what I'm looking for. I never realized that bind and paralyze weren't something that you could just buy at a shop. Because I spent so much time way back when fighting beastmen, in particular for leveling and farming, that I just always got those spells naturally. So just not having them is so weird to me. When I was like looking for, like, where are these spells? Why can't I find these spells? Where's the shop? There is no shop. I'm just bad. There we go. Yes, this is retail. I'm just doing mission 2-3, starting with Sandoria, so all I need to do is kill Vakit and go back. But I'm gonna run up to the peaks and grab the teleport for the burning circle up here. Welcome, exiled Lunarian. How are you doing? Well, I don't have a hard drive that lets me record, so what I'm doing is I'm streaming on Twitch and then exporting to YouTube so that my fiance has something to listen to at work while I explain my gaming hobby to her. I am in a situation right now where I have a lot of downtime between when my current job finishes and my next job starts. So during the days that I have the downtime, I'm going to be making videos and possibly learning how to edit videos just in my free time, and then trying to share the story of this game with her, because I love the story so much that I'm probably running the wrong direction up this hill. I don't remember anymore. Nah, this is fine. I don't remember if you can go from the bottom up or not. Or if you need to go from the top first. I played Final Fantasy XIV from 2009 on and off until this last year, but I'm waiting for... One of the reasons I want to go back to the story right now in particular is because I want to go through and do the sort of a prep thing for the next expansion's raid series, which is Echoes of Vanadia, because I really want to get down some of the details that I may have forgotten when I go back to 14 and catch up with everything. One of my favorite characters in Final Fantasy XI is Lion, and there's so much ambiguity in the fate of her character that it just feels like I want that story to be resolved in the Raid series. So that's my hope. Can these guys aggro? No. Okay, good. This guy right here, he's a notorious monster, but he doesn't drop anything. What he does do is when he's defeated, he spawns another monster, and that monster may or may not be notorious. And if it's the notorious monster, then he may drop a nice sword. But him spawning the right monster is like a 10% chance, and then that right monster having the Auriga Exifos. Back when I first played this game, I spent days trying to get this darn thing. Let's see, what did I get? Did I get it? No, I didn't. Darn it. It was my pride and joy on my paladin. And it's such a good sword. Ugh. I just... One of the real shames with how this game progressed is that leveling is so quick now that spending time to get gear specifically to make leveling easier doesn't make any sense anymore. You know, it used to be that 300 experience was the absolute most you could expect to get at any given point in time. But not the case anymore. So Exiled, are you playing through Final Fantasy XI? Have you played through, completed everything? What's your experience with this game? If it sounds like I'm talking to myself, it's mostly because I'm just doing a live vlog for my fiance. Just if it sounds weird, like who's he talking to? It's that's what it is. But now, what's your experience with this game, Exiled? If you know the Auriga Exifos, you must have played this for a while. Okay, is Horizon one of the new clients for it? Or one of the private servers? Nothing, okay. A long time ago, I had messed with some of the private server stuff to look at having the client completely offline. But at the time, I think up to Treasures of Aught Ergon was working, but a lot of the cutscenes weren't properly scripted quite yet. And there was a lot of projects to get the cutscenes better scripted and get the scripting better emulated. But that was years ago. There should be an NM in here every now and then. And he drops something for Black Mage. He's not up, okay. Not important, I just want this crystal. There we go. Alright, let's go back to Northern Sandy 2. Yeah. Yeah, Final Fantasy XIV I've enjoyed for a long time. To the point that my main character on Final Fantasy XIV still has the name Dulat and the last name Ashura from when they did the server migration. So back in 2010, on the original 1.0 full release, or maybe before that, you could import your character from Final Fantasy XI to Final Fantasy XIV. And the character would be your character's name from 11 plus your server name as your last name. Let's see. Welcome back. I trust you weren't hurt, Taru? I heard from the Monarlaeus that you went to fight the great war chief Vatkin. A great many adventurers see Gelshva outposts on missions, but most turn back at the Highland encampment, Taru. You've done swelsy welsy. I'm proud to be your consul. I'll formally request the Sandorian court to certify you, Dulat, as an official adventurer. Now all you have to do is get recognition from Bestok. Keep your wits about you. You'll be finey shiny. I regret everything about starting in Windhurst. The Tarus that speak in rhyme aren't bad. The Tarus that add the double syllables, the finey shiny, and the, what is the other one? Swelsy welsy? Like, I think Square Enix is a fine company, but oof. Those translations just don't work very well for how... Like, there's rules in English, right? Like, when you go from one syllable to another, so it's like ding-dong, tick-tock. There's like an order that the syllables have to go in to use those rhyming words, and they don't always follow that rule. So if you're trying to read it out loud, it's just a nightmare. Ugh. What I was doing earlier is I was actually running between nations as if I hadn't been here before, but running from Windhurst to Sandoria, taking the boat from Mora, ended up taking an hour and a half. Hour and 15 minutes. Yeah, hour and a half is fine. So I decided not to do that again. A letter of introductions. Go talk to the consul there. Alright, let's see what kind of Taru this is. Oh, you're the adventurer with a letter of introduction, yes? It's good to see you come. It's good of you to come. It must have been a long journey, riding a boat to a faraway place like this. I studied hard to become a consul, hoping I'd be weighted by cutesy-wootsy secretaries, but my fate was to be delegated to this neck of the woods. Oh, I'm sorry, Wario. Don't tell anyone I said that, please. I mean, you can't blame me. I'm surrounded by musky Humes and scary Galka, instead of cutesy, you know. Oh, Miketo, we have a guest. Shouldn't you be serving tea? What tea? We ran out of tea months ago. Then why haven't you refilled our stock? How many times have I told you? Sir? Would you like me to go out and buy some? Well, now that you mention it, I don't remember seeing anyone selling tea here. You don't care about tea, you say? You want to hear about the mission? Oh, bother. I'm sorry. As greasing people, trying to make people happy snappy has become a habit. It's part of the job. Anyway, here's what you have to do. Let's see. Tapuru kuperu. Tapuru kuperu. What was that we were supposed to ask? Huh? What? Did you call me, sir? Oh, there you are. You were making yourself so small I didn't see you. The mission, man, the mission. You know, for the adventurer from Windhurst? I know how homesick you are, but I expect you to do your share while you're here. I think it had something to do with going to the Palborough Mines, sir. Oh, I remember now. The Khadav are acting strangely, so the adventurer is to go out to the Palborough Mines and investigate. That's very, very vague. And aren't the Palborough Mines overrun by the Khadav? Isn't that dangerous? Well, reports from Windhurst say that beastmen of different types all seem to be exhibiting the same type of organized behavior. That is what we need to investigate, sir. But first, the adventurer is to meet with Sir Pius in the President's office. Ah, yes, Sir Pius. Sir Pius. I think I've had dinner once. Or perhaps it was brunch. I'm using the same voice for both of them. I mixed them up. No matter. To work then. Good luck. Come back when you're done. I don't know. To me, Tataru always seemed like posh jerks. But that's actually what the Elvain are in this game. Document about the Trust Initiative. I don't want to do that quest right now. What? No, not him. Is it just the store? Arlos, Nukinda. This must be Pius. Yes, what is it? Ah, you are the envoy from Windhurst. Go speak to a Galka named Grom. He was part of the expedition that tried to reclaim Palborough Mines from the Khadav once before. He should be in the Craftsman's Eatery in the Metalworks. Why are you still here? The Musketeers are usually charged with giving out missions, and frankly, I find this kind of work tedious. But since you are an envoy, you are under my jurisdiction. Still, I can't help but wonder what you Windhurstian true motives are. Then again, you're going willingly into that Khadav-ridden place, so I can't complain. Even if you do turn out to be a spy. Well, anyway, you want to speak to Grom in the Metalworks Eatery. Good luck to you. Oh, and when you're done with your investigation, report directly to your consulate. That is our protocol. I would be rather annoyed if you were to come back here. Jerk. Alright, let's go find Grom. Ugh. Beastmen acting suspicious. Left side. Oh, thank you. Ah. I would have gotten there eventually, it's fine. How are you doing there tonight? Weird. There's Grom. What do you want? Hey, you're not from Bestock, are you? What? You're Windhurstian? And you listen to the what a Bestock official told you to do? Ha! I have no idea why that Hume sent you here, or why your consulate sent you to him in the first place. You better listen good. A lot of us died trying to win the Palborough mines back from the Khadav. I think, yeah, it might not matter to a foreigner like you, but they always send us Galka to do the dirty work. What gets me the most is that they don't even think about it twice. Even if you haven't been here long, you must have seen how they treat us. Never mind shouting at you won't change anything. Excuse me. Never mind. Shouting at you won't change anything. You wanted to know about the Beastmen, right? I've heard rumor that those dumb Khadav are acting organized. There's even talk that they have a leader now, like in the Great War. Oh, and there's a strange magic circle in the deepest end of Palborough Mines. It's said that whoever goes beyond it never comes back. Sounds real suspicious, doesn't it? I'm sure you'll find your answer there. Me? Oh no. I'm never going back there. Good luck. You're gonna need it. Well, thank you for lurking. How do I want to do this? I've never actually been on the upper side of North Gustburg, so I don't have any teleports out there. I can visit Stinging Sophie on the way, though. So we'll do that. Ugh. Yes, I am doing 2-3. Let's go to... I need to go to port to the exit. Yeah. I'm just about to do the dragon fight, actually. Which shouldn't be too bad. I leveled up to 43 red mage. And picked up my refresh, so that should be taken care of. Worst case, I can use convert. When I first went through the story missions, I went through as Black Mage, Red Mage at level 99. And I think it was the airship fight. I didn't have proper gear, but I was soloing it anyways, and one of their attacks almost one-shot me as a Black Mage. And I had to use Convert as a heal. Because I had 800 or 900 mana or something stupid like that, but only 30 HP after the hit. But yeah. Once I do this mission and get rank 3, it should let me continue with the Rhapsodies missions. And then with the Rhapsodies missions, I can get the next key item. So, and I think that key item lets me get a couple of, at the beginning or the time I was White Mage, Black Mage, then Summoner White Mage, then White Mage, Black Mage. I always wanted to be Black Mage, but at some point I realized how expensive spells were, and so I ended up going Thief. And then when Dancer released, I went Dancer, Thief. Let's see, Stinging Sophie. Yeah, Black Mage is ridiculous. Um, I have all my level 2 spells, but after that, I need to find a way to make some money. I think the Ja spells are just when you hit 99. And so once you have those... Yeah, the age is way overpriced. People are charging like 200,000 for a warp scroll when you can get it for 10,000. But once you get the Ja spells, doing, what do you call it, sparking. Getting online when it has an experience sparking, and then doing 100k. That's ridiculous. But yeah, doing sparking, I think that's what my friend called it. Whenever it's the experience quest that pops up for the daily change, he gets on and he just AoEs down tons of enemies. I might go Blue Mage actually, because Blue Mage spells are a little more consistent to get. Not consistent, they're less expensive to get. So that might be the way to go, and Blue Mage is much, much more versatile. Let me go ahead and do that. I've never really played Blue Mage though. It scares me. The gear swaps scare me. I'm really sad though. It's Sunday, so the old sprint buff is gone. But my friend my friend has almost maxed out his Blue Mage. And he has a gear set designed specifically for leveling friends when they want to start a new job. So they go to Escha and they go to the level 99 enemy spawn and pull all the, I think they're dragons and little dragonfly looking things, and destroys the entire encampment and gets them, I think it takes 3 pulls to get them to like level 80. But when they do that during the experience Records of Eminence, it caps them out on sparks as well. Yeah, I forget what the setup is, but he's been farming his Blue Mage for years and years. Yeah, take the right side. I might as well get the scythe while I'm here. Plant Reaper. what I'm considering doing is maybe this week taking some time and getting my crafting up, especially smithing. Yeah, the pulling the group is the big issue. I don't need to go there. But I've been looking at doing some of the crafting and then leveling some of the crafting on the items used for the Gobby Bag quests. Just as an extra way to make money, but the real downside is you can only sell 7 things at a time on the market. I need to go to the right side, but I need to go to the left side to get the scythe. What NMs are up? Don't see any NMs up. Do I have any... region... I didn't get 1000 arm when I was there, darn it. I forgot about unlocking the garden. Bone Eater. No, I didn't get it. Or maybe it's the Scimitar Scorpion that drops it. I don't remember anymore. Bone Eater's over in this other room though, so... Let's see here. I don't think Bone Eater's up though. That gate's closed. Yeah, I'm definitely using the dragon for that. You know, the other good way to guarantee that one is to just go in as monk and use 100 Fist. But I'm also level 43 and they removed the level cap if I'm not mistaken. Ooh, there's a Scimitar Scorpion. Alright. Scimitar Scorpion's dying. Okay, what in the world is the peculiar fissure? I don't want the Scorpion Call. There used to be a thing where you can go across the river and cast Dia on a rabbit, and it would literally pull the entire dungeon. Like, somehow it had to go up and through the entire dungeon, and it would link every other rabbit in the dungeon. And then you'd get like 40 rabbits coming running around the corner. It was fantastic. What was really funny though is it took like 5 minutes for them to actually make it. Alright, I'm gonna do everybody else a solid and set this up for the next spawn. When I was a kid, I used to pronounce that as fetish legs, and I was like, I don't understand what these are. Why would I ever want could have fetish legs? They're useful for something, I don't know. There's a quest for them if I'm not mistaken. Alright. Let's do some reading. I wish I already had Lion's alter ego. It's the... No, it isn't. Okay. Including Queen Star. Nice. Ah. I'm so glad you could come. I didn't realize that little rumor I had spread would be so effective. Yes, I am the new leader of the Beastmen. I will lead the Beastmen hordes in a grand campaign to rid the world of you and your kind. The day of reckoning will come, and the Beastmen will be the ones to rule this world. But you won't be there to see it. Because you will already be dead. Arise, worm of darkness, devourer of light, I command you, smite my enemies where they stand. First the Beastmen and now this. Quite a mission this is turning out to be. There's only one way to end it. Let's do Val. I guess we can get Semi for this one. And I never use Adeline. That'll do. There it is. Alright. Where are we at? There we are. He can sit over there and be asleep for a little bit. Oh, Val, what'd you do that for? Whatever. Could have just chain-spelled Gospels in the first place. This cannot be me defeated by these weaklings? Oops, I guess I missed the show. Hey, wait a minute. This dragon. No doubt about it. This is a nether beast from the Northlands. What is it doing here? Their kind haven't been seen ever since the Shadow Lord was destroyed and the Northernland sealed. To see one here, with the Beastmen, it's as if... The Shadow Lord will soon be brought back to this world. I was merely making preparations for his return. What? What are you? I am the Seeker, a servant of the Shadow Lord. The great hero that saved you 20 years ago is gone. None have the power to defeat him now. While your people were busy squabbling with each other, we have been preparing for his return. And when he comes, he will destroy you all. Enjoy your lives while you last, foolish weaklings. Shadow Lord is coming back. There's going to be another war. Our days will be filled with hatred and sorrow once more. I call myself a musketeer. That I would let myself be hit like that. Thank you for helping me. I am Ayame, of the Mithril Musketeers. I would be dead if it were not for you. We'd received reports of strange beastman activity in this area, so I was sent here to investigate. I didn't expect to run into... that. I must go back and report. We'll meet again, adventurer. May you travel safely. Ugh. There we go. I don't... Eh. There we go. I have MP now. What is HP but an extra pool of NP? Let's see here. Let's go to Metalworks, right? Yeah. There's 2 points in the... okay. Yeah, no. Level 43, there's not much to worry about in that fight. Alright. Let's go talk to our consul. Yeah, welcome back. I see you are still in one piece. Tapuru Kepuru. Tapuru Kupuru. I can't say his name. Topuru Kupuru. Topuru Kuperu. We'll write down your report. Tell him what you've seen. Yeah. Oh my, is that true? Oh my, oh my! It's simply amazing that you could run into such a monster and not be pounded into adventure soup. Don't you think so, Tapuru Kuperu? No, it's a different... What? Oh right, I guess so, sir. Oh, let me guess. You were thinking about Windhurst again, weren't you? Snap out of it, man. You have work to do. Windhurst. Well, you can't say I didn't try. But you will report that all of us were working exceptionally hard here, yes? Since you visited both Sandori and Bestalk, you may now make your triumphant return to Windhurst. Oh, and tell everybody I said hi. The Kindred Report. to sort my spells. There we go. I walked all the way to Sandoria. I will teleport back. And deliver my report to probably the Heavens Tower. Yeah, we'll go talk to Kupipi. And then once I do that, I need to go and finish starting Rhapsodies to get access to Escha for leveling. And then I also need to start Chains of Promethea. And just canonically so it's going. And then I need to hit level 50 and start doing my uncaps and get to level 75 so I can finish base game solo. At least that's the plan. But I need access to the oubliette and to Escha for leveling purposes. Okay. Should be it, right? Welcome back, adventurer. What is it you have there? Is it a present? A present for Kupi... Oh, your report. You were told to deliver this to the Star Sibyl? I see. Well, we can't have common adventurers like you dirtying up our sacred tower. So I will take your report to the Star Sibyl myself. You're still here? What? You say you're entitled to some kind of certification? Oh yes, it must have slipped my mind. Here is your adventurer's certificate. Now, you are a full-fledged adventurer. You're still here? You can go home now. Yay. I need to warp out of here. And then... oh, which one do I want to talk to first? I think Dem is easiest to get to right now. So I'm going to go to the crag of... no, Maya. Maya, because I have the survival guide right outside of it. And I'm going to start the next episode of Rhapsodies. We could go hunting for Mog tablets. Oh. I want to find a Mog tablet. I want to find a Mog tablet. Where was that one found? Cape Terrigan? Alright, we're gonna go looking for Mog tablets. Oh, do I want to do this on foot? Not really, but it's better. The reason I want to do Mog tablets is twofold. One, the Kupelfried ring, until I get an Enchad ring next year, is just an amazing XP ring for getting to 50 and beyond. On the off chance that I get a Mog Pell as well, it can be very handy. Because Mog Pells can get me... Mog Pells can get me potential summon or trusts that I won't have access to for months, possibly. Because this character doesn't have Shantoto 2, and Shantoto 2 is the key to leveling in this game, because she is a beast. All you need is Shantoto 2 and weapon skills. If you can use those two things, everything is dead. It's just too good. I don't know why I'm clicking the thing. So, if you've never found it, if you're walking around, sometimes you can literally see the Mog tablets fall in front of you. But other times it'll look like just a single golden harvesting point. And they appear from quite a ways away when you're not mounted, but they don't necessarily appear right away when you are mounted. So it's worthwhile to make an attempt to find them. There's a couple places I found them before in Saruman's campaign, so I may go check there next. But generally speaking, if I haven't seen them picked up in a region, I'll go check that region. The other reason I want to find the Mog tablets is just the Koopa powers are too good. Especially if you get like Sprint or something like that, it's way too convenient. I need them. Actually, Crystal Kabuto helped a lot with leveling. Every 10 crystals got me an extra 1,000 experience, so when every mob dropped a crystal, nice. So, yeah, how's everybody's day going? It is 10:44 p.m. in Japan. And the weather is cold. Ish. It's coldish for Japan. It's not really that cold though. It's upper 40s lately. So really it's not too bad. But a lot of people from warmer climates that are here are not very happy at the moment. It is funny though, because it's been a much warmer year this year than it was last year by significant margins. Last year this time it was already hitting 0 Fahrenheit every now and then. And we started to see snow already up in the mountains. I live in the mountains in Japan, in a very, very small community. So we do see that snow. I've enjoyed the weather this year. The summer lasted a little longer than I like it to, but it wasn't horrible. The festival this year, the weather was kind of cool. So when we were outside walking around and stuff like that, it was a little chilly. But even that wasn't so bad. I am kind of sad this will be my last this is my last year with the festival and stuff like that, but it's fine. Let's see here. I do want to end up coming back here for festivals in the town I live in. Most of the major festivals are mid to late October. So if I came like the last half of October to beginning of November, I could visit for the festivals specifically and then stick around for they have a Halloween celebration that they mix with another celebration that happens to come the first week of November, where they celebrate some of the local Kaguda. And because of the way the Kaguda costumes sort of work out with, I need to turn this on for now. With the way it works out, it matches somewhat with the nature of Halloween. So they end up having a Halloween festival where the kids visit houses and then they do a choreographed dance for the people that give them snacks. Which is kind of what they do for the festivals around here anyways. But they do for the main festival, they do it with taiko. So they walk around with big taiko drums and then visit from house to house and pick up donations for the local temple. And afterwards there's a public Kaguda, and they do four different dances or plays in a public theater outside at the temple. It's really nice. I need to look up the actual name of it though. I haven't done that in a long time. I don't remember it offhand. I wonder. I'm looking at my stream and it gets really dark at night. But I wonder if that's just because the gamma on my screen, oops, is much higher than what's being sent to the yeah, it's fine. That's probably okay. There is one thing I'm really not looking forward to doing, is that's getting the pentasphere. Can I get this item right now? Yeah, okay. Alright. Where is... that one's way down there. I need to do to a maw around... I need to do a maw around Juno to get my white feather and get access to the past. I need to do a maw around the crags to get access to Abyssia and get my stones going. Need to get access and start doing my Mog Garden. That's basically my list for the next day or so. I'm not going to be on tomorrow much. I won't be streaming tomorrow either, because I have a couple of things to go to in the community, so I won't be around. But Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday I'll be recording more. I need to think of ways to bring up topics to talk about. Because earlier I talked about these older games using square bounds for visual distance. So sometimes you could see further ahead if you angled your screen to the left or right. So if you constantly angled it like this, you could see further in front of you and stuff. And that's because the old mapping software was based on a... what is it called? Well, it's based on square coordinates on a normal Cartesian plane. Yeah, it's a Cartesian plane. And Cartesian planes using XYZ coordinates deal with straight lines, and it's more complicated to calculate distance from the player using Cartesian coordinates to come up with the bounds of a circle than it is if it was using, say, polar coordinates. But polar coordinates are harder to design. Not harder, they're less intuitive to design systems around, and I don't know how polar coordinate systems would work with computer chip infrastructure. Duke Decapod's back. I already beat him up. I won't bully him today. I don't feel like checking much of this area. I'll just keep going. So I guess I can walk up there and see if there's a Mog tablet, possibly. I've not seen any information on whether Mog tablets have set spawn locations or if they're literally completely random. But I have noticed that they always tend to be in places slightly off the beaten path. I found one in craters in Saruman's campaign, and one just on the left beach in Volcrum Dunes where people usually don't party. So they can be close to the path, but not on the path. But you can see them from really far away if you're walking on foot. So that's sort of what I'm hoping for, is that I'll be on foot and I'll be able to see it from a long ways away. I don't want to drop down. I'll keep on going. That all being said, I don't know what the timing is, if they all instantly spawn or if there's if there's one for every zone, or if there's only so many that drop and a zone may or may not have it. So I don't know how worthwhile it is to actually go searching through each zone. If it were guaranteed to drop in each zone, that would be different. Oh well. There we go. We'll go this way. I really want that log tablet, though. One Koopa Freed ring can get me from 1 to level 90. But then if I get to 90, I'd also need to find, yeah, we can do it with this one, I think. Can we? No, not this one. And I can't use my mount for... No, I can. Okay. Cool. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Nothing in particular is up. I suppose I can run through the middle of the mountains on the off chance that it's dropped here. I never walk through this part of the mountains. Oh no. I think Bastock's gonna take control of Conquest. Conquest is going to be the most frustrating part of this playthrough, because I want to get some items, like I want a mercenary captain's belt and stuff like that, but some of the items that only are accessible if Windhurst is in the lead. And as much as I would love to single-handedly change the Conquest results, I don't think that's likely. Let's see. Alright, I'm just heading for Maya. Look at the Shattered Telepoint. Maybe. Man, I look like I've seen a ghost. On wide scan. No. Is this the shattered side? No, this is not the shattered side. Shattered side is probably this side. South side, shattered side. Yeah, there we go. Alright, let's go talk to Lion. What you seek lies only a few steps ahead. I love this tune. As I waited for you here, the crystal, it spoke to me, and I fell into a trance. It was but another vision. People fled to the four corners of Vanadia, futilely trying to escape the ever-growing cloud of darkness. And there I stood, frozen, my legs unable to do so much as quiver. The Mother Crystal's vision can't simply be happenstance. Not everyone is aware that our world, our Vanadia, is protected by the benevolence of the Mother Crystal. Look all around you. This place is no accident. The technologies required to make these structures are beyond any known to us. Those who came before doubtlessly created this facility to shelter the Mother Crystal from harm. But I wonder, in my dream, an infernal gloom obscured the Mother Crystal from view. This Mother Crystal isn't the only one, of course, and I have no way of knowing if I'm even at the right one. Wait, does that mean you've seen the same vision? I see. Then this Iroha came from a future where much the same thing has happened. Then the beastmen that ravaged these three nations are not to blame. So what is this emptiness? She might be the only one with the answers I seek. Where could we run into her again? In the meantime, I'd like you to go into the place I saw in my dream. Go where exactly? I'm pretty sure the place I saw was somewhere near Juno. Delphux Tower? Do you think so? I'm not so sure. Quiffum Island? That's it. It's so clear to me now. I'll be there, Dulaut. Alright. Let's run up here and see if we see any fallen crystals. You know what? I am gonna go and grab the teleport at the Sanctuary of Zitah. Because I don't have that teleport point yet. And going in that direction will take me through some of the backwards untraveled areas. Then I may come across a Moogle tablet. So let's go with that. We'll go to Zitah and pick up the survival guide there. And maybe go to Ruan and pick up that telepoint. Do I really want to go that far out of the way though? I don't know. What time is it? It's 11:08. It's almost been 3 hours of streaming. I don't know. Maybe I'll just go to Juno and unlock Escha so I can continuing leveling tomorrow. Because I think my main concern right now is that the best places to level are usually Escha. They're just really nice places for leveling, so I should really get that unlocked. And then I can go finish my leveling there. And I need to get my key items to get some extra little tidbits for all sorts of things. But being max level would be really helpful. And I need Escha, Zitah, and Escha. Is it Ruan that you get to from Missouri Coast? But even the Missouri Coast teleport would require doing Promethea up to a certain point. And I was really hoping to not really start Promethea until after the Rise of the Xylart. I should be able to level the 99 from Escha Zitah. And I may I'm curious about something now. I may equipment set equip. This is the silliest costume I've ever seen. I don't know why I bought it. And it uses my tail model. Can I use this right now? No, okay. Wait, will it let me use this? Like, can I teleport to the Ravern? No. Okay. I was gonna say, if it let me teleport to the Ravern already without properly accessing the zone, that would be hilarious. But they're not that bad at design. You have to have access to the zone before you can teleport there. I wonder what key item that is that unlocks that. Ugh. I'm not gonna get so lucky. Aw. Cape Tarragon. I think people always find the Cape Tarragon one first. Because it's just so small of a zone. Alright. We will run through this zone and check the northern side. And if I find something that's great, and if I don't, that's fine too. But normally I found it in that little crevice there to the right, and I found it in one of those craters before in this zone. So we'll go ahead and give it a shot. I can't beat Midnight Wings yet, and that makes me sad. Okay, I want to double check up here. Oh, get out of the way. Because I've seen it up here before. Then I'm going to check these little potholes up here on the map, and if it's not there, then we'll just continue on. I think I will just stop in Juneau for tonight, because it has been a long stream already. Maybe. Nope, nothing. That's a shame. No, now I have to go around. Okay. I was really hoping I'd find one of the Mog tablets on the way. Hey, an airship. So, where else could I look before I go to bed? Actually, I have an idea. I will go and I will run through a Behemoth's Dominion real quick. And Behemoth may not be up. I can't defeat him anyways, but... there may be a Mog tablet in Behemoth's Dominion. That's a really small zone. So... that may be worthwhile. Gotham Island. I don't know. Because I can also start the Promethea. Yeah. Let's go check Behemoth's Dominion. And then after Dominion, if there's no Mog Tablet there, then I will call it good night. And I will continue with this Tuesday, I think. Should I? I should really finish unlocking Escha. That way, off stream, I can continue farming or leveling in Escha without interrupting the story parts. Yeah, I gotta do that. So I'll check Behemoth's Dominion, go double check Escha, or go and start Escha. And then I'll be good to go level off stream. It's not this, is it? What is this? Wait a second. Oh, where's the zone for Dominion? Is it this way? Must be this way. Luck rune. Yeah. Alright, let's see what's up. 42, huh? $46. If I remember right, this is just a loop. Doesn't really matter which way I go here. Zitah. Alright, come on. There's a lot of people here waiting for a behemoth. That's funny. Alright. There's the cement headstone. Don't need that for a while. It's good to know where it is, though. Alright. No mock tablet this week. But let's go back to the conflux and go see Lion. Visit Rise and Gmap. Rise and Gmap? And on the way through, pick up the survival guide for Behemoth's Dominion. Where is it? There it is. I got off the raptor way too soon. Alright, there we go. Yeah. Almost done for the night. Almost there. I keep telling myself that. Just one more turn. It's like playing Civilization. I kind of miss the old Civilizations, though. The hex square ones just aren't as fun to me. Oh, I need to think about that. I might play a different game on Wednesday. I'm thinking maybe Final Fantasy VIII. Just because that one's so much fun. But it's definitely a contentious Final Fantasy. Alright. We're almost there. There we go. Confluence. This is it. If the rumors are true, this vortex connects to another dimension. Do you suppose it leads us to the future? Well, we're about to find out. Master, you must not get any closer. I understand you desire to face, so it must face stop the beast first. That would have been nice to know before I... Oh, good. There we go. That scared me a little bit. Ow. That hurt. I need to go to this one. There we go. Bio. I don't know if there's something to dispel or not, but... Blind. Do I have any... No, I don't. There we go. I don't know if I can kill this thing at this level. Yeah, everybody standing in front of him is not helping at all. Come on, Tencent. There we go. Ugh! Why do you all have to stand in front of him? I wish you weren't bad. Oh well. Oh, man. It's one of the big downsides to tanks with trusts is if you're not paying attention, if you're not careful, when you start a fight like that, they're all standing right in front of the guy. And it's not going to end well. I think if the DPS weren't standing right in front, their mana would have lasted much longer, and that wouldn't have been the issue. Ugh. Let's see if we can do better one more time. That got him down to 37%, and if my allies hadn't been hit by every single AoE, it would have been fine. things is not fun. My mana isn't really too much of an issue, so let's go ahead and have a pumpkin pie and try again. Valinar. Shoot, I didn't want to do that. No. Okay. Okay, this is fine. Semi and Urine will be next. And then Tenzin. And now, when I go to fight him, I'm going to run around to his front. The monster fades before your eyes, a look of disappointment on its face. Thanks. So, when I do this time, I have to wait a bit longer. How long do I have to wait? Oh, you bastard. What's the reset time for that? Ophiotaurus. I see. How long do I have to wait before I can resummon him? Oh, there we go. Come on, target him. Ah, he's so big I can't target him. What the heck? Okay, if I do that, then Tenzin's behind him. Okay. I need to do end spell. I need to do slow. I need to do Bio 2. I'm going to do Refresh on Valorant. Got Blink and Shell. Let's do Choke. Poison. On myself. Alright, that's much better. Okay, that went much, much better that time. Having all of my DPS standing right in front of him was just awful. Okay. A battle worthy of my master. Forgive me for pointing out the obvious, but that monster clearly came from beyond the vortex. But we must not let fear overwhelm us. Come, Lion needs saving. The other dimension awaits. At last, there she is. That's ominous. Escha, Zitah. Zed! Lady Lion! Julout! And who is this? So you're the one who's joined us from the future. I'm not one to put a stock in fairy tales, yet here we are in this alternate dimension, so I'm willing to believe your tale. I suppose there are worse outcomes when being sucked up by a vortex. And look who saved me. Don't let your guard down for a second. This may look like the Sanctuary of Zitah, but it is not the one we know. Are you the one known as Zed? That's right. And you must be Iroha. Aldo has told me much about you. I knew I had to investigate as soon as I heard something was amiss. The only color here is the color of death. The empty husk of a void, if anything, that we could call nature. The first thing I noticed about this place is its striking resemblance to the Sanctuary of Zitah, located in northeastern Mindartia. Zitah, yes. I've run across that name several times before. Yes, it was when the Master first visited Reizenjima. She said there was a sanctuary there, much like one in my homeland. I had envisioned it to be more bursting with splendor. Its layout and features resemble Zitah. Of that there can be no doubt. Yet the magic and warmth are gone, like we are in a different world entirely. Or is this the future? I do not believe so. If the coming emptiness is to swallow the world, then it would be more inclined to believe that we are catching a glimpse of what that swallowed world would be like. Did you hear that? A bell? But where? Ugh! Who goes there? Zed, Lion, please stay with us. Something foul is afoot. The world blurred and I took leave of myself. You were under its thrall. It gives me chills just thinking about it. If the clamoring has ceased, then we may yet find respite. Master, this may be the world we refer to as Escha. I still have much to learn, but your words that day will always stay with me. When the darkness first came, the Middle Lands were the first to be assaulted. Swaths of land were consumed, leaving a colorless landscape where life once thrived. It marked the beginning of the end, and that world, you said, was known as Escha. Yet the annals say that Emptiness first started to appear many years hence. So why now? Why here? What if history were being rewritten by Grahatia? It could be that my return each year time has placed a stick in the wheel of fate. Has the darkness come with me? Though this may sound counterintuitive, I fear we must change the future if we are to save the past. You are right. That is rather difficult to wrap my head around. Iroha, is there no way to purge this Escha from our land? Would that I had the answers you seek. Then only one path lies open to us. Figure out what we can for ourselves. As if this land were not dangerous enough, now we have that unholy bell to contend with. A perilous reality at best. Maybe we should return to the Mother Crystal first. Have you any insight, Lion? Nothing but my gut. I can feel her, calling out to me. Lion, wait! I know not what role she has to play, but her intimate bond with the future is beyond denial. Master, perhaps it would be best if we follow her. Perhaps. Or perhaps we log out here and I get some sleep. Alright. That's as far as I go tonight. It is going on midnight here in Japan, so I'm gonna get some sleep. Thank you for lurking and hanging out, and Amanda, I love you, and hopefully this time next year we'll be at least on the same continent. Good night.